Now we go into chapter 5. We look at second order differential equation with a constant coefficient, right? So chapter 5, we look at homogeneous and non-homogeneous. So when you have a double differential or second order differential equation in this format, when you see a d square y divided by dx square, when you see this one, it fall under chapter 5, second order differential. And when you see the whole equation, when you can rewrite the whole equation in 0, means it's in the homogeneous equation. Okay, yeah? So these are the pattern of equation that I want you to try to recognize. Huh? Okay. Now, when you see an equation, right, that like what you see over here, A, B, and C, they are constant, and you have the differential equation of d square y, or double differential or second order differential of x square, right, plus b dy dx plus cy equals 0. If you have the equation equals 0, it falls under homogeneous category. So in this case, we call it linear second order differential equation. Okay, if you see something in this pattern, an equation that in this pattern, that d square over y, d square y divided by x square plus dy divided by x plus y equals 0. This one we consider linear second order differential equation. And if the equation equal to 0, means we can identify as a homogeneous differential equation. Why differential equation? Because you have the dy dx equation there. And why this one is second order? Because if you look at the whole equation, the highest order that you have is 2. Okay, I mean the full name for this one is homogeneous linear second order differential equation, but we can read as a very short name for this one. For this guy, it will be homogeneous differential equation. Okay, so it's very easy to identify, oh, this question is under what chapter. So this one, you look at this pattern, and then you use the method that we learned to solve question. Later, we will look at non-homogeneous, means the equation is not equal to 0. Then this one you fall under non-homogeneous differential equation. Okay, all right. For example, these are the example of the equation that you will see in engineering analysis problem. So the first one, you will see LD divided by d square q divided by dt square plus r dq over dt plus 1 over cq equals 0. But if you compare side by side, the general equation and the equation that you see over here is actually similar. This equation is for electrical circuit analysis, where the R inside here, the R is resistance, L is inductance, C is capacitance. So you will see something like this, right? The application of second order differential equation. If you see this form, you use what we learned in this chapter. Okay, another one, you see something like this, S and T, but the same pattern. Are you able to identify the same pattern? You still see d square something divided by x square. Then the middle one will be dy dx. The third one will be y. Something like that. And how you identify? You see the top one is y, y, and y. This one, the second equation, q, q, and q. the third equation on the screen, S, 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 okay? ds, ds, s. Okay? So you look at the bottom one, x squared, dx, then don't have x. So here, t squared, dt, don't have t. T squared, dt, don't have t. The pattern is there. Okay? So you just change accordingly. We will use this general equation to solve problem. This one is for mechanical problem, especially for spring system. And this one also same. You compare this equation and this equation. The first one also d square y over dx, but this one same. This one, you don't have the middle one. Also consider a differential equation. As long as it equal to 0, it's still under homogeneous section. Okay, so this one is more on the bar reflected profile. In this chapter, because all these equations are very troublesome, very handy if you have a long equation to calculate. So in this example, or in this lecture, I will use d, capital D, to represent d over dx. I will use d power 2 to represent second order differential equation. It will represent, okay, d power 2, I will use it to represent d square divided by dx square. So this one is the second order partial differential, relationship for this module. Okay, for this module. Of course, in the test or exam, you can still use the same because I'm teaching you this one. So you can use d and d squared to represent this one. So how do we, when we use a more simpler form, d represent the first integration, d squared represent the second integration. So we convert the top to the second one. Are you able to relate? ABC you continue because ABC is a constant, you never change constant. But the first one, the complex differential form become d squared. This one will become d. This one will, you factor out, it become y. We change the form of this one to this one. There's a bracket in front of y. Okay, there's a bracket in front of y when you use the new representation system. Okay, this format we call the operator form. Okay, so again, in test, in your coming test one, or your midterm test, you are allowed to use the operator form. You don't need to repeat to write all this very handy format. Okay. Now just recall, if you're given y equal to a e mx, then dy dx equal to, again, there's a table for this kind of equation. You will get a m e power mx. Okay, so there's a table to get this answer when you differentiate the e equation. All right, y equal to a e power mx. So a you continue, then you differentiate e mx. You continue to carry the e mx over here, but remember to go inside the x to differentiate. So you differentiate mx, what do you get? You get m. So there's an m here. Then what happened to d, a double differential of this one? What do you get? Edmund, can you answer what is the second order differential answer? Edmund, are you there? Calling for Edmund. Edmund, I cannot hear you. Okay, Shakil, can you try to answer? If your first integration, you get AME power mx. When you double differential or you do second order differential, what do you get? What is the answer over here? Shakil?
AM square EMX.
Correct. The answer is A m square E mx because because whatever you integrate or not, no matter how you differentiate the E power something, you still get back the E power something. But you have to go inside the X to differentiate one more time. That's why from here, you integrate one time, not integrate, you differentiate one time, you get this one. Differentiate one time, you get this one. Then you substitute this value into here. Okay, you substitute this one inside there. This one inside here. You will get this answer. We have the y, right? Y equal here. So you get this equation. Make sense to you? Then you factor them out. You factor them out. You factor the AE power mx outside this equation. You factor the A power mx outside, then you use bracket. The first one, you arrive at AM square. Second one, you will arrive at BM because the rest you already factor outside. The third one, you get C. Agree? Nizam, you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Then this one is what equation? Linear equation, quadratic equation, polynomial equation. Shakil, what is this type of equation? Nizam? Yeah, what type of equation you have here? This one, the one that I circle. You have linear equation, quadratic equation, polynomial equation.
Quadratic.
Quadratic equation. So you still remember quadratic equation, there is a way to find the root. You still remember y equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. There is an equation to find the root, the solution for the quadratic equation. You still remember?
Yes, sir.
X equal to minus b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. You still remember that one? Okay, if you cannot, then never mind. Later, you still need to memorize that one. Okay, so basically, this is a general equation of the quadratic equation. So this guy here, we give it a name called Xy-Rayleigh equation. Okay, we give this guy a name. This guy called Xy-Rayleigh equation. So since it's a quadratic, so you can use this equation to prove what type of solution you have, or mathematics we call them roots. What type of solution you have. This one you learn in your advanced mathematics. You learn in your calculus already. Okay, to find the roots of the quadratic equation, there are analysis that you can use. The first one, if your b squared minus 4ac, what is b? B is this one. What is your a? A is this one. What is your c? C is this one. Okay, b squared minus 4ac, if more than 0, you calculate lah. Because a, b, c is a constant, you substitute your B value, substitute your A value, substitute your C value, you calculate, press your calculator. If the value is more than 0, it falls under the first category where you have two different real roots. Okay. The second situation, when you substitute your value in B squared minus 4AC, again, what is your B? B you extract from the quadratic equation. This one, the B, where you get your A? Front. Okay, A, where you get your C from the quadratic equation. You substitute inside this equation, you press your calculator. If your value equals 0, means you have the same answer, same solution. Two equal real roots, you have the second scenario. And the third scenario is less than 0. If you're less than 0, we say that you have two complex roots, means you have a J answer. Okay, you have a J answer, means you have a yeah. Later I'll show you what is that, right? So first, how you solve this? How you solve? I'm trying to give you some step here. So when you have a homogeneous second order differential equation in this form, how do you solve? First, you write your equation, you copy the equation, then you write in this form. You write in the D form. Okay, you copy this equation, then you write in this form. A D square plus BD plus C bracket Y equals 0. This is the first step you do. Okay. Second, you have the A, B, C, right? So this is a quadratic equation. So quadratic equation, you have this form. A x square y equal to a x square plus bx plus c. So this is a quadratic equation. So we have three cases of quadratic equation just now. Okay, three cases. Either more than 0, equal 0, or less than 0 if you use this b squared minus 4ac to find the roots. You have three cases there. Okay, you have three cases. After you identify which category is this already, if it fall under first category, once you substitute your b squared minus 4ac, each category have a standard equation to use. If you calculate this one, if it's more than 0, you use this equation. Straight away, you use this equation. After you write in the quadratic equation form, you do the analysis, you check which category it fall in. If it's fall in the first one, b squared minus 4ac more than 0, you use this equation. If b squared minus 4ac equals 0, you use this equation. This one don't need think one. This one don't need think one. You substitute the value of b squared minus 4, substitute value of a, substitute value of c. Press your calculator, you'll get either more than 0, equal 0, or less than 0. If it's more than 0, you use this equation. Equal 0, you straight away use this equation. If less than 0, you use this equation. Don't need think one. There's a standard equation for you already. After you use the equation, you substitute the value given, x equal to what, y equal to what, you solve for all the unknown value over here. Okay. Let's go for one example, then we call it a day. By using all these steps. By using all these steps. Okay. Nizam, I want you to memorize the first steps. Shakil, I want you to memorize the second steps. Edmund, I want you to memorize the third steps. That means choose for the equation. Okay? Okay. Can Nizam, you memorize the first steps where you change it to what equation? There's a name for it. change into the operator form. Okay, so this is Nizam, your homework. Memorize the first step, the operator form. Second steps is Shakil homework. Shakil homework, you memorize these three. Calculate the roots. All right, analyze the auxiliary equation. Find the type of the roots. This is Shakil homework. Okay. Edmund, your answer is the third step is to match
So can
Shakil
you
answer.
can you repeat that?
Huh? Edmund is to your answer is to you memorize the third step, Edmund. The third step will be choosing the correct equation. You have three equations, first one, second one, and the third one. Okay, Edmund, later you need to give me either this one. You need to say either the first one or the second one or the third one. The third one is less than 0. Okay. Shakil, you understand your homework or your task?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, let's try to solve with three of you your answer. Okay, let's look at example number 1. You're given something blah 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 with an equation. That's more important. You look at the equation. You look at the equation already know already. This one fall under what chapter? You look at the pattern. This one fall under chapter 5, homogeneous equation. You have the d square y divided by x square plus 5 dy over dx minus 3y equals 0. Equals 0 means it's under homogeneous. It asks you to determine general solution and you're given the what happened if your y, x, y, and dy. Okay. Nizam, what is the first steps? Nizam, what is the first step? Calling for Nizam.
Oh, yes, I'm talking alone without on the mic.
Okay. What is the first step?
Changing to D, sir.
Okay, change it to D. First step, write the equation. Means you copy the equation, write in the D operation form. Nizam, what is the answer? What should be the answer? 2 what?
2d square plus 5d minus 3. Yeah.
Then comma, not comma, close bracket y. Okay, write in this form. Okay, so this is the first step. When you write this one, you get the first mark already. Okay, Shakil, what is the second steps? Shakil, maybe you limit your mic, check your mic. Shakil, I cannot hear you. Shakil, I cannot hear you, Shakil. I keep seeing you try to say something, but no volume from your side. I mean, no sound from your side. Shakil? Okay, I assume Shakil, you have a mic problem lah. Okay, second step is the Shakil answer, which is you write in the quadratic equation, right? So this one is follow up from the Nizam answer, all right? So you solve for the a m squared plus b m plus c. You can write as ax squared plus bx plus c, like what you solve for the quadratic equation, right? But in this case, I use m because usually we have x. I don't want you to confuse with the x here. So I use m. So am squared plus bm plus c. And answer of the Shakil is to find the roots, the type of the roots. So there are 3 cases of roots. And you only need to memorize one equation only, which is so you substitute lah. When you write this one, you just check with the previous step, like answer by Nizam just now. You just copy your 2 here, 5 here, -3 here. Then you are seeing the quadratic equation. Then you check with the equation b squared minus 4ac. Okay. Of course, you can factorize or you can use the b squared. You can use the b squared over b squared minus 4ac to check the type of the solution. But this one, I just factor out lah because it's a very simple equation. So I factor out, I get 2m minus 1, m minus 3. I get m equal to half or m minus 3. Okay, this is a quadratic chapter, which you should understand how to factor and how to find the solution. Or you can use another formula, which is minus b, the solution equal to minus b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. You can use that one. Okay, we will see this one in next lecture. Okay, so here you get your solution. What is this? You have three solutions just now, right? Either you have two same answer, you have two different answer, same answer, and you have the complex number, right? So here is the two different answer. So it's the case one. So you having the three cases, right? Just now. This is a Shakil answer. So b squared minus 4ac equal more than 0. You have two different roots. So this is a two different real roots. So if you get 0, you will see same number. If you have a negative, means you have the something I, j in the answer. Okay. So we continue. Since we have the first case, right? Edmund, what is the answer? If you have the first case, what we do? Edmund, are you there?
Yes, sir.
So if we have the first case, what we do? Edmund, if you have the first case, what we do? What we do, Edmund?
You see the equation 1.
You see this one, So you do shopping lah. After the step of Shakil, you do analysis. You will see either the first one, second one, or third one. So if your answer give you this one more than 0, you use the first one, first equation. Right? So in this case is the first one. Straight away copy this equation into answer. You get second the 1 mark for this one. Okay, I back to the question just now. So this one I just use a very simple factorize. I can get the answer, or you can use the b squared minus 4ac. You still get the first one. So first one you use the first equation. Okay, this one is the Shakil method, right? B squared minus 4ac. You substitute the value. What is your b? In this case is 5 squared minus 4a. What is your a? Is 2. What is your c? C is minus 3. You do the calculation, is more than 0. You get 49, more than 0. So you use the first one. Okay, you use the first one, first equation. Okay, now when you do the first equation, you're having the y equal to a e alpha x plus b e beta, right? You try to link these two number into the alpha and beta. You try to link the root of your answer into alpha and beta. You park the number. So how do you know whether you want to park the negative first or the positive first? You always park the positive lowest number first. Okay? The rules are, you always park the lowest number first, positive number, then negative. For example, this one is the lowest, right? Positive, right? So alpha equal to half. Beta equal to negative 3. So you get the new equation, this one to this one. You get the second point. This is called general solution. This is called general solution. Basically, general solution is what Edmund answer. Right? You choose the three general equation, substitute your answer of Shakil just now. Okay? Just choose alpha and beta. So what you need to be careful, which one is alpha, which one is beta. Always your alpha is the lowest positive value, and all the negative will always become beta. Then you get your general solution. Now what about this one? Why does the question give you x equals something, y equal to something, dy dx equal to something? There's a purpose. Use this information to find the real solution for that one. So how can you find the solution? You do the dy dx first. You have the y equation, right? The next step is that you link this information with this equation. You have y equal to something. You're given dy dx, you can do, right? You just differentiate this one with x. So the next step is that, okay, you can substitute the dy dx first, but usually I prefer to do the dy dx. So in this case, I substitute my x and y into the equation. So when you substitute inside there, so y equal 4, y equal 4, so 4 equal ae, half your x is 0, so 0, b copy, e copy, minus 3 copy, x 0. So basically, Nizam, what is the answer that you get from this equation?
Four equal to a plus b.
Correct. This is your first equation because we want to solve what is your a, what is your b. This statement, the purpose of this statement is to solve what is your a, what is your b. Remember, this statement, x equal to what, y equal to what, dy dx equal to what, is to solve your AB. Now, Nizam already solved for the first equation, 4 equal to AB, but you need another equation to solve AB. You are using dy dx. Okay, so this is the first equation. Next, you use dy dx. So you have the y equation. You do the dy dx. This one you get half because, okay, you differentiate this one. You will get ae power half x, but you have to go inside the x to differentiate one more time. Means half x differentiate over x, you get half. So that's why there's a half in front. Okay, this one, you differentiate one time, you get this one. You do the same for this one. You differentiate this one, b continue carry, e power minus 3x continue to carry, but remember to go inside here to differentiate. So you get negative 3. Negative 3x, you differentiate over x, you get minus 3. So minus 3, you pull in front. You will get minus 3be power e 3x. You get this one. You link with this one. This one equal to 9. You have your x and y, right? Here you have x, right? You know your x value, right? Substitute here. Substitute here. 9 half x 0 minus 3b e 3 copy x 0. You get the second equation here. E power 0 get 1. E power 0 get 1. You get the second equation. You are solving simultaneous equation. Very simple equation here. You're solving these two simultaneous equation. Edmund, you need to polish up this skill. Edmund, you need to polish up this skill. You are quite weak in this area. So you need to polish up. Solve A and B. I do it for you for the first time. You compare side by side and then you solve. You'll get A equal to something, B equal to something. So A equal to 6, B equal to this one. And again, what is your A and B just now? This one. What is A and B? Substitute back inside here. Okay, exam, exam, don't forget after you find A, B, stop there. You need to continue, substitute back, then you get a full mark already. Okay, substitute back your A and B inside, write the answer, you get the full mark for this question. Okay, I explain one more time how I give you mark for this kind of question. Actually, this is considered long question. Okay. What do I give you marks? I start from the first steps. You copy the question. If you can write this one, you get 1 mark. You transfer to another one, you get 1 more mark. This one 1 mark, this one 1 mark. Then you solve. Solve for what is the Shakil answer. B squared minus 4AC, you choose which one. In exam, you don't need to give me 3, you just do calculation of B squared minus 4AC equal to what? Either more or the equal or the less, then you pick the equation, which is the Edmund answer, right? So this one another mark for you. Once you find this one, these steps give you another 2 mark. Once you calculate what is your bx minus 4ac, you get 2 marks here. Then 1 more point. This one is the free marks. There's a free marks there. There are only 3 equations to choose. The slide already give you already. So once you calculate this one, you choose and you write in your answer. You get free mark here, 1 mark. You write the correct equation here. I give you 1 mark. Then after that, you find what is your alpha beta. Okay, you relate your m to alpha beta. You write 1 more time. You get this one 1 to 2 mark. All right, 1 to 2 mark. And again, how you know which one to write? Pick the positive lowest number first, and then negative always behind, always beta one. Okay. Next, I want to see whether you understand how to use this information or not. So finding A and B will give you another 2 to 3 marks. Okay. Here dy dx, this one also 1 mark here. Differentiation skill, also 1 mark. Then both A and B give you another 2 to 3 marks. Okay. Then you give me the final answer. This one 2 marks, confirm. So basically you add all together will be roughly 10 to 15 marks, this kind of question. Okay, so quite easy to score marks as long as you understand the steps. All right, so next class we will still look at this homogeneous differential equation. All right, we stop here for today. Let me end the recording.